is radio like you never heard before. Let's go! This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the best in entertainment and sports. Let's go! Let's go! And that's all, folks. It's Elegbete TV Radio. Follow us on social media at Elegbete TV Radio. My name is Frank Idemudia Alapa. That's my name. Talking sports is my game, and I am the greatest. I love listening to Elegbete TV Radio for undiluted, unadulterated. It's probably replicated, but still not yet duplicated. It's sports only on Elegbete TV Radio. I seriously love listening to it.
Hello, everybody. What's up, people? My name is Timmy Dakolo, and you're listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Stay tuned.
All right, good morning and welcome to the Monday edition of the Spurs Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. It's the 23rd day of December 2024. That means that we've got 8 days to the end of this year. At a place where, let me bring, give me a minute. Yes. What's going on? All right, so I got 100 pieces of this. 100 pieces of this over the weekend. 100 pieces. As we speak, I have less than 7. You have 37 or 38 remaining. There's a ticket for Worry Again. I took 100 pieces. For those of you who don't know, 100 pieces of this ticket is 10 million naira, because one is 100k, and I've shared it, I've distributed, I've given out. Those people who reached out to me earlier on that have not picked theirs, please reach out to me again on the same place you reach out to me, so that I'll see the continuation of the conversation. Even though some of them are not going to still get, but I've tried. This Alafuma had to drive down yesterday. I wish I had gone to drop it for him anyway, but he had to drive down with his wife and his lovely kids. God, 3 handsome, cute, well-fed children. This Alafuma and a man you be, you know. So we will meet on the 26th, which happens to be my birthday, and I got a very early birthday gift. You know, I've had a very terrible phone for the past 14 months. Eventually, somebody gave me a very lovely phone, a 500k phone. Take this in Abuja. I watch your show all the time, and I remember you complained about your phone one time. I said yes, I did. I just tried showing before. I said this is the phone. This is why I don't do Instagram Live. So took me to the shop and bought me a Samsung phone. So I'm back. Phone is in the living room there. And we're good, okay? The weekend results, Spurs remain Spurs. There's no bad result that comes with Spurs that gets you angry. Let's be very honest. They are Spurs. 17 games played, 7 wins, 2 draws, 8 defeats. That's Spurs for you. It's nothing Spurs would do that will really surprise me. But it's Man United that is going back the circle of destruction. I think that by this time they should have found their bearing, find their rhythm, and then begin to play well. But then there's a long way to go. Every coach comes in and they want to play a particular way. They don't have the players on ground to play that particular way, and then they need to do massive reshuffle and selling and buying of players. It's going to take a whole lot of time. I don't know if that buying will start in January, but then these are the kind of things that leads clubs into debt. And when you look at those kind of situations, Ruud van Nistelrooy get beaten by Wolves 3-0 at home. Man City Jesus Christ. Man City's own is like the woman with the issue of blood, and Jesus is not passing by again for anybody to touch the hem of his garment. Talking about Jesus, also Gabriel Jesus, or Gabriel Jesus, whatever you want to call him. have decided to play like English players. So English players have this thing in them when any transfer window is closed by, you will see them in hot form. They're scoring goals, they're running, they're marking, they're playing. And say, oh man, this guy is good, he's in good form. Why should we sell him? And then you extend their contract, and then they become useless. They become muntulas. They become Ogbori, or in the words of Peter, they become pipes. And that's what Gabriel Jesus have done. Arsenal have been crying, oh, we need a striker, we need a striker. In 2 games, less than an hour, he scored 5 goals. Could have been 6, could have been double hat-trick. Scored a hat-trick again. The same thing against Crystal Palace. Again, against Crystal Palace, he scored another. Wow. I was like, oh, this guy is back in form. Next game now, once he plays, he will score again, score. Once the last week of the January transfer window, you get injured and then be out for the season. I don't know whether I would say now it should be sold, it should be transferred, but whatever it is, that's Gabriel Jesus. It's done the Theo Walcott on us, it's done the Aaron Ramsey on us, or the Jack Wilshere on us. But I don't like it. I'm not his enemy of progress. I'm not against his progress, but I just don't like the fact that he's choosing to pick from close to the transfer window. That's not good. But then this is December. December is for Jesus. So Ati Aboke, clap for Jesus. Somebody clap for Jesus. So we have to clap for Jesus as it is right now. Last week, before I traveled to Abuja, Tyson Fury said he was going to end the career of Alexander Usyk. Pride, they say, goes before the fall. Well, let's look for Tyson Fury. Let's remind ourselves again what he said at the time he said it, okay? So he doesn't
come here today to do these 10, 15 interviews, and I've got nothing to say. Like, I've not all camp. I've not been interested in talking or selling the fight. It's been sold. It got sold last year. This fight doesn't need any selling, so I'm not here to sell anything. I'm just here to just do what I've got to do and go home. Don't even want to be here. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be here today doing all these interviews. I want to go Saturday night, smash him, and fly home for Christmas with the kids. I'm very good and cannot wait for the fight Saturday night. I'm going to end him. End his career, this will be. You'll never hear of Alexander Usyk again after this.
Elegbete TV Radio. We dare to lead.
Is this a place where we say pride goes before the fall? It was just Tyson Fury being Tyson Fury. Okay, we will have him again on the show, but this time after the fight. What he says after the fight is always going to be different from what he says before the fight. But it's Tyson Fury. Alexander Usyk, is it the time to call him the greatest of all time? He's beaten Fury twice. He's beaten Anthony Joshua twice. He's beaten Dubois once. He's beaten everybody you put in front of him, and he's not the one who selected them as a turn-up. The harder they come, the harder they fall. Is it the time to put him at the greatest conversation? Not like greatest of all time, but is it the time to put him among the greats? The conversation of the Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Marvin Hagler, Mike Tyson. Is it the time to put him in that conversation? I just think that we should consider him. I know that the next generation of fighters in front of him are not really strong. Michael Ituama, who knocked out his opponent, some of these guys. The next fight he should have is another shot with Dubois, because Daniel Dubois is calling for that. Dubois seems to be like a different kind of fighter right now. But in your opinion, in your own view, from your own perspective, not influenced by my thought or my opinion, what do you think? Where do you classify Alexander Usyk among the boxers of the old, the Muhammad Ali, the Marvin Hagler, Rocky Marciano, George Foreman, Lennox Lewis, any name I forget, Mike Tyson, all of those guys, the people now, Spinks, all of these guys. Where do you put in Alexander Usyk among the nation? Is it President General among the nation, or is it something else? Tell me what you think about Alexander Usyk. But I am a lot more convinced that he's among the greats. Okay, he's giving me a reason to look at him differently. With his gap tooth, no smiling, just kind of different. But I love the promo leading up to fights these days in boxing. It's just kind of like beautiful. It's artistic. It is creative. It is beautiful. But in football, we saw quite a lot of football over this past weekend, and results, Real Madrid. People keep saying Real Madrid are in crisis, and I wonder what kind of crisis they are in anyway, because they're not up in the Champions League group, or what really is the crisis that they are in. Let's go back to Saturday. Let's start from Saturday. Final dragging us too far. Aston Villa beat Manchester City at the Villa Park, and Nottingham Forest went to Brentford and beat them. No bees were there to sting them. They beat them 2-0. Olaina was among the goals scored first. Newcastle United went to Ipswich Town and they destroyed all their tractors, bust their tire, give them Jagoda beating. West Ham and Brighton played at the 1-1 draw, and Arsenal were good for the money as they beat Crystal Palace, who they knocked out of the Carabao Cup to get into the semi-finals. 5-1. They scored. Crystal Palace equalized. Looked like Crystal Palace was going to do something. Nothing happened. In Germany, it was a different kind of conversation. Mainz beat Eintracht Frankfurt, even with the one-man down. 3-1. Borussia Mönchengladbach beat Hoffenheim 2-1. Holstein Kiel beat Augsburg 5-1 at home, and Stuttgart lost to St. Pauli 1-0 at home as well. But then Werder Bremen were not ready to give up home advantage as they beat Union Berlin 4-1. Yeah, Bayer Leverkusen ended up the first round of the season with an emphatic win. Patrick Schick was on the double as they beat Freiburg 5-1. Omar Katuba and his children were there to enjoy that one. Put him as one of the top journalists of this present era, in terms of match coverage. Salute to my brother on that one. In Italy, it was Bologna who went to Turin Turin and beat them 2-0. Genoa lost to Napoli 2-1. Lecce lost at home to Lazio by 2-1 as well. It's interesting for us to check the table, because the table in Italy is sort of a yo-yo. Atalanta are still at the top, 2 points adrift of Napoli. Inter Milan 6 points behind in third position. Lazio, who would have thought that would happen anyway? Lazio on the same point with Inter Milan, 6 points adrift of Atalanta. Atalanta are holding their own, 1 draw, 3 defeats this season from 17 games played, 13 wins. That's a fantastic one. Napoli, on the other hand, have lost 3 games, 2 draws, and 1 left. So that's what the difference is between them and Ademola Lookman's Atalanta. I don't know who you want to win. There's a part of me that wants 9 goals, 4 assists, Ademola Lookman to win the league title so that we'll have another Nigerian winning it. But then there's a part of me that also wants Napoli to win the league title. Napoli's problem is that they don't have a potent goal scorer. Would they regret letting Osimhen go at the end of the season? I don't know. Lukaku's got 6 goals, 4 assists. Something that in other times would have been okay, but right now it's not. Matteo Retegu's 12 goals, 3 assists puts him at the top. Marcos Thuram is second with 11 goals and 3 assists, and then you have Ademola Lookman with 9 goals, 4 assists. Fantastic record. Moise Kean has got 9 goals and 1 assist as well, and it goes to Dusan Vlahovic, 7 goals, 1 assist. Not too good, but hey, it is what it is. That's how it is in Italy. And in Spain, on Saturday, it was Mallorca going to Getafe and winning by a goal to nothing. Then you have Celta de Vigo, who also beat Real Sociedad 2-0 at home, and then you have Osasuna losing at home to Athletic Bilbao 2-1. Atletico de Madrid beat FC Barcelona 2-1. Not a good one, because that's what took Barcelona out of the top of the table. To think that Gavi assisted Pedri to score the first goal of this game in the 30th minute, but then Raul de Paul scored 30 minutes after in the 60th minute. 1-1 it was at the time, but at the very depth of the game, Solot scored a goal that changed the tide of the game. Could have ended in a draw. 90 plus 6 minutes of the game, and Alexander Solot was the guy who was the decider of this game. It's one of those moments where you ask yourself, where is Robert Lewandowski? Not firing on all cylinder anymore. And without Lamine Yamal, sometimes Barcelona really does look ordinarily. But if you put the destiny of a club in the hands of a 17-year-old boy, kind of like asking for too much, if I'm correct. But hey, it is what it is. So let's move to what happened on Sunday, 22nd day of December, yesterday, in the Asian Arabian Gulf Cup. You saw Iraq beat Yemen by 1-0. Saudi Arabia lost at home to Bahrain 3-2. But then in the Premier League, it was Everton 0, Chelsea 0, Fulham 0, Southampton 0, Leicester City 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 3, Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 3, Tottenham Hotspur 3, Liverpool 6. It was a basketball scoreline. And I'm going to share with you some top Christmas resort in the Premier League in years past, from the 70s into the 90s and all that. I will share some moments with you as the show progresses. Yes, Bochum in Germany yesterday won at home against Heidenheim 2-0. Wolfsburg lost to Borussia Dortmund, even though Borussia Dortmund had a man red carded, but that didn't stop them. They were rampaging as they won 3-1. Let's look at the standing in the German Bundesliga. So Bayern Munich, 15 games played, 11 wins, 3 draws, 1 defeat, 47 goals scored, 13 conceded, 34 goals difference, 36 points, puts them at the top, 4 points over Bayer Leverkusen, who are the defending champion, went the whole season, last season unbeaten. Eintracht Frankfurt, surprise, even though they've lost 2 and drawn 1 in their last 3 games, they are still in third position. RB Leipzig are in 4th position, Mainz in 5th, and Borussia Dortmund with their win over the weekend. But, in the last 5 games, they've won 2, drawn 3. Let's put them in 6th position. That can qualify them for the Conference League, nothing more than that. But then we'll see what happens in the new year when they return back from whatever break they are having and whatever they will do in that break. Yeah, and then in Italy, it was AS Roma 5, Parma 0, Venezia 2, Cagliari 1, Atalanta 3, Empoli 2. Was a close one, but then it was Empoli that scored first. Goal from in the 13th minute. It was Lorenzo Colombo who scored first, and then the Catalan, got a pass from Zappacosta, and the story Chester Catalan, and the story was 1-1, 34th minute on the clock. And then just at the stroke of halftime, 45 plus 1 minute, Ademola Lookman got that beautiful assist from Nicolo Zaniolo, and he showed why he's the African footballer of the year. But then just of the second half, the start of the second half, Esposito exposed Sebastiano Esposito exposed the defense for their fault, as a penalty was awarded, and he slotted it in the 57th minute, so make it 2-2. But then, come at the hour, come at the man, the Catalari again got a pass from Pasalic, and the story was different, as he was well assisted by Mario Pasalic, and he put the ball in the net in the 86th minute. 3-2. They were willing to defend with their life, block the ball with their eyes, their back, bomb, every part, even their private part, for as long as they secure 3 points, because that's all they needed to stay at the top. Right. January transfer window is a few days away. Does anybody think that Victor Osimhen will move in this January, or probably will wait till the end of the season? Would wait until the end of the season, affect his market, his goals are good, his assists are good, but then would he, the balls around him is simmering down anyway. So would it affect his market, or is going to, come up top again and start, creating signs and wonders? Juventus won away from home against Monza 2-1. That's how it is. Let's look at the English Premier League table before I go to the news, as put together by our very own Timothy Deimbo. Yeah, Liverpool are still on top after drawing 2 games back to back. It got to Spurs and they scored 6. Even though they considered 3, but they scored 6 at 3-point lead. And the story was different. Chelsea, even with a draw, are still second on the log, as they've been winning and winning non-stop. While Arsenal's recent back-to-back draws against Fulham and Everton have done them serious harm, as they are in third position, even with a massive win over the opponent that they played against, Crystal Palace. It didn't change anything, as that result meant that they are on 33 points. Chelsea, even with a draw, are on 35 points. Arsenal needs to win non-stop if they are still going to be challenging for the title. If they can find the form that they found January this year that ran up to May, even though they lost to Aston Villa, that stopped them from winning the title, and Tottenham Hotspur decided to cost themselves by deliberately losing to Man City so that Arsenal doesn't win the title. See where they are now, 11th position on the log. Well, surprise, surprise, Nottingham Forest are still up there among the top 4. In the last 5 games, they've lost 1, won all 4. Magical performance. Bournemouth, nobody would have also predicted that. In the last 5 games, they won 4 and drawn 1. Aston Villa in 6, Man City in 7th out of the European qualification. They don't even need the punishment for 115 games for them to be out of the top 4. Newcastle have been rising. They've won their last 2 games after drawing 2 and losing 1. They've won their last 2 games, so they're climbing up again, but they are just 26 points. People say that the English Premier League is competitive. This is not being competitive. This is just a lot of bunch of mediocre teams playing like Lilliputans. There's nothing competitive about this league. Even with such crazy, terrible, horrible form of Man City, they are still in the top half of the league. With all the changes that Man United have done, they are still in the bottom half of the league. Come on. Tottenham Hotspur have a coach who wins in his second season. We'll see. We will see. I mean, at least they won their quarterfinals of their Carabao Cup 4-3. We will see. That's all I can say. Maybe they'll win the Carabao Cup and it will come out like Eric Ten Hag said, I won the FA Cup. They should judge me by that. Maybe he will win the Carabao Cup, and then when they try to sack him, he will remind them that nobody's ever won you anything in forever. I won you the Carabao Cup. I have the right to stay. But let's not forget that Jose Mourinho took them to the finals of the Carabao Cup, and he was also fired. Well, let's move to the news as put together by Timothy Daimbo, one of the most prolific writer out of Nigeria currently, right? Took us through the Nigerian League and European football as well as boxing. So let's take it one at a time. Start with Daniel Ogumodiri and his Chan Eagles of 2025, right? The quest to qualify for the CHAN 2025 tournament scheduled to take place in Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda began yesterday for the Super Eagles B team after missing out on the last 2 editions. The team is determined to secure a spot in next year's competition. Led by standing head coach Daniel Ogumodiri, the Super Eagles played at a goalless draw against Ghana's Black Galaxies at the Accra Sports Stadium. The decisive return leg will take place next weekend at the Nest of Champions in Uyo, with the winner securing qualification for the tournament. Speaking at the post-match press conference, Coach Ogumodiri stressed the importance of qualifying and what it means for the league, the players, and Nigerian football as a whole. This is 2022 repeating itself. When Ademola Lookman made his debut, we went to Ghana, played the first leg 0-0, and everybody said, oh, they will come to Nigeria, we will beat them. Well, a shaky Francis Uzor, better for that boy. Yes, Amit Okam, considered the weakest shot ever played by anybody, by Thomas Partey, and he was shaky all through the game. VAR did not give us the goal that was actually a goal, but then they said they were not giving bribes. Yes, I have that on tape, so I can say it. Nobody will sue me. There's no Afia Babalala carrying me to court on this one. Yes, and it's one of those things that happens in football. I hope this doesn't happen to this CHAN Eagles. With Eagles, anything that have Eagles on it, I can't bet on it. But let's move on and listen to Daniel Ogumodiri himself for the next 2 minutes, please.
This is Nigeria we're talking about. Obviously, for obvious reasons, the giant of Africa. And we know how important it is for our local players, for our league, for what our federation and the our sport commission is trying to build now. We know how important this is for the young players coming up in the nearest future, both present and the nearest future, how important it is for them. Not just the players in this contest, even we as coaches. I'm also an indigenous coach. Don't forget that. And it's important to know that we are trying to go one step ahead of what we are last time as a country, as a federation. And in showing this, there must always be an indicator, something to show for it. And so we qualifying is, we had more value to our league, to our players' credibility abroad, considering imagine the African best footballer of the year is from Nigeria. So this is one of the reasons why we need to prove we actually deserve to be the champion. We're the African best last year, and African best this time again. So we want to prove a point to make our football better, our federation to complement how much they have been working sporadically on football development and growth personally for the coaches.
All right, so
Elecbetter TV Radio. We are not just about radio, TV, or YouTube numbers. We are all about connecting with people and creating a community of great minds and values.
Well, Coachella has spoken. If he says that they've been given everything, they've been provided with everything, I don't want to hear when they fail to qualify, we're not start hearing that they were not providing this or that. So let's stay there. But let's go to another man who we thought had been given everything to perform, who started out like he was going to perform magic, who beat Manchester City and Pep Guardiola with two different teams. And now his team is looking horrible. They can't defend to save their life. So disorganized, discombobulated, out of place. Please, whatever opinion you have, I mean, in this sporting conversation, it doesn't have to be what we're talking about. Put it in the comment section and let's have fun doing it. I mean, it's the end of the year. I would say the show has ended as far as I'm concerned. Anything we're doing now is just the extra. So ask any question, raise any point. It's allowed, okay, within this period. Manchester United suffered a heavy 0-3 defeat at home yesterday to Andoni Iraola's Bournemouth. A win for United would have lifted them from the 13th position they've been stuck in for a while, but Bournemouth inflicted more misery on them, moving into 5th place themselves. United conceded from set pieces yet again, with their defensive struggles in this area showing no signs of improvement. Speaking at the post-match press conference, head coach Ruben Amorim took full responsibility when asked about his assistant Carlos Fernandez, who is in charge of set pieces duties. Amorim said the responsibility of everything is on me and emphasized that the team will work to improve together. I hope that Mikel Obi will sit in this podcast and also blame Bournemouth for illegal goals that they scored from free kick. I've never thought that an analyst will come out and blame a team for scoring free kick. I thought that you should look at the way the defending team defended their position, hold the line, and how the goalkeeper. See, Onana is a lot of things, but Onana's command of his goal area is shit. It's the worst of all goalkeepers, worse than Almunia. Almunia used to be the worst. He doesn't know how to command his goal area, and they bully him in his goal area. But when you go back and look at some of the top goalkeepers, even the short one, George Campos or Jorge Campos, whatever you want to call him, Jose Luis Chelevet, I mean, that one is big. You'll be afraid of him. Or Fabian Barthez, as erratic as he can be. Peter Schmeichel, who is a yo-yo goalkeeper, sometimes he's up, he's down, but then you cannot. He's a legend of the Premier League. Even his son, okay, what's his name now? Schmeichel, what's his other name? Kasper Schmeichel, and then Peter Cech at Chelsea, not the Arsenal Peter Cech. What's it called? David Seaman, as calamitous as he can be, as I am, is one of Arsenal's greatest goalkeeper. Jens Lehmann, there's a goalkeeper that I love, the Australian one, Jesse Jaskolaina. Yeah, that guy that look like Spider-Man. The real Spider-Man is elastic. They command their area. You will score them, yeah, but that's boss 6. Come on, that's your area. Doesn't matter who's coming. Punch somebody's ear. Let VR check. But hey, it is what it is. Let's hear from Ruben Amorim anyway, who's taking responsibility for everything. Because of Arteta and his assistant and his free kick head coach. Now everybody talk about the assistant coaches these days. They never used to know who's the free kick coach at Man United. They never know who used to be the free kick coach when Chelsea had Jose Mourinho. But with Arteta, the free kick coach is just almost as important and as powerful and as influential as Mikel Arteta with his short leg himself. Ruben Amorim, let's hear from you.
No, the responsible of everything is me, is not Carlos. So is on me, and we are a team. We are a team in the good moments, in the bad moments. We have a way of doing things. We are working on that. We are going to improve on that also, but we didn't lose because of set pieces. We lose because we create more chances. We didn't score, and then in this moment everything against us. They can score like against Tottenham. We create a lot of chances also. It is a difficult moment, but the responsible is me, not Carlos.
Mesdemoiselles, mesdames et messieurs, je vous dis bonsoir. Je m'appelle Oufama Abdelmout et ce soir, je suis avec Elegbete sur Elegbete TV Radio.
Well, I like the fact that he took responsibility, but realistically, I think his system, his approach should change a bit. But then again, like he said, when a team creates chances and they're not able to take it, becomes a problem. That's why I see it. It becomes a problem, and it's worrisome the amount of chances that Man United create, and all of a sudden, Amad Diallo is beginning to become disillusioned. Even the Garnacho that I would give anything to have on my team is also become disillusioned. There's something about Man United anyway. I'm beginning to believe Bobby a whole lot more respect his position, because he's been constant with that position, that the problem with Man United is way more than any coach. Even though I will not change my mind on Erik ten Hag being a terrible coach, but we're beginning to see that Bobby was right all along. Okay, but let's move to another coach who is just stubbornly stupid. Yes, you cannot be conceding goals like this and you insist on playing high line. You don't have a definite solid midfield like the one where you have Xavi Hernandez and Sergio Busquets and what's it called, Andres Iniesta, or the one that had Makalele, Ballack and the rest in midfield, or Frank Lampard. You don't have that kind of solid midfield. You don't have a Roy Keane, Paul Scholes type of midfield. You don't have a Patrick Vieira, Emmanuel Petit type of midfield. You have all these midfielders who, people run through like hot knife through butter, and then you're still telling everybody that, no, I'm going to stick to my way. You cannot be sticking to your way. Sometimes you have to play low block. You have to defend like your life depends on it. You have players who can go forward and score. We all know that. But please, nigga, fix your defense, okay? This is your Australian ways. It doesn't work here. Kangaroos don't come to England, okay? You got to do well. But hey, if he's insisting on his way, who am I? I should be happy that Spurs are suffering. Well, let's go to the sports manager, Postecoglou, whatever his name is. He said Tottenham's struggles continued as they slumped to a 3-6 defeat against league leaders Liverpool at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, known as 3 Point Lane, yesterday, marking their 8th loss of the season. After the game, head coach Ange Postecoglou faced questions about whether he would reconsider his tactics following the heavy defeat. However, the Australian remained defiant, insisting he won't change his approach and is fully focused on building the team. You will build nothing, Oga. You will build nothing. You would only suffer. You go so far.
I think I've been really, really patient the last 18 months, sitting up here answering the same questions over and over again. If people want me to change my approach, it's not going to change. Like, we're doing it for a reason. We're doing it because we think it'll help us be successful. If people don't understand the circumstances we're in at the moment, the challenges we have from a team and squad perspective, which are as obvious as you want to make them. Now, I get the idea that people think, that I should just flick the switch and change, and somehow that would miraculously make us a different team. But it is what it is. I'm just going to continue staying focused on trying to build this team to be the team we want. And, in the interim, we're going to have to, accept that there are going to be challenges along the way.
Get entertained. There's nothing like listening to Elegbete TV radio. It's fun.
Yeah, till 60, 65 minutes.
Well, he has said his own piece. I'm not going to change. I'm going to be stubbornly going this way like a goat and see what happens. Not greatest of all time, just a goat. Yes, that's what he wants to be. But let's go to the man who's been on top of the league table since September. Liverpool better win this league title. Liverpool better win this league title. They better win it too. Well, let's go to Liverpool's coach. Liverpool's coach said he was pleased with his team's performance in their win over Tottenham Hotspur yesterday. The victory saw them open a 4-point gap at the top of the table heading into Christmas with a game in hand. Speaking at the post-match press conference, Slot mentioned that while he was impressed with his team's display, slowing down a bit allowed Spurs a few glimpses of a comeback. However, he was generally pleased with the overall performance of his team. Well, I agree with him on that one anyway. Let's hear from Slot.
Yeah, till 60, 65 minutes, I really enjoyed what I saw. Of course, we were caught one time in bringing the ball out from the back, and that immediately led to a goal for Tottenham. That you think if we would have gone into the dressing room with a 2-1 lead, that would not have been done justice to all the chances we had. That's why I was quite happy with the fact that we scored the 3-1, then 4-1, 5-1. Incredible display. But then you also saw that no matter how much quality players have, if they think they don't have to run anymore, and then in this league, especially against Tottenham, because they are so good with the ball as well, they immediately start to create, and that's what they did, and they scored 2 goals. I was happy that the 6-1 went in, to be fair.
This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio.
When Tyson Fury wins, it is because he's that good. It's because he's an enigma. It's because he's unbeatable. But when he loses, there's always some excuses. Before the fight, he told us he was going to end Alexander Usyk. But then after the fight, he believed he was robbed and Alexander Usyk was gifted. If you watch the fight, do you think that Tyson Fury was robbed in that fight? Well, I don't think so. Having beaten Tyson Fury by split decision in May to become the first undisputed heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis, Ukrainian Alexander Usyk retained his WBO, WBA, and WBC title on Saturday. All 3 judges scored the rematch 116-112. Okay, in his favor. Speaking at the press conference after the fight, Fury disagreed with the decision, saying the judges had gifted Usyk Christmas present. He was adamant that he did not lose the fight, just as he believed he hadn't lost the first one. Remember, the first fight he said he didn't lose, and then later, after rewatching the clip, he agreed that this one I lose him. Usyk is the better fighter in this one, but it took him time to agree that he was beaten. So this time around again, he's come up with his own type of take. Let's hear from Tyson Fury what he think about the fight.
I think he got a little Christmas gift from them judges. Christmas gift early. I felt I won the both fights, like this Australian lad here. He thought I won both fights too. I don't know what I've got. Well, obviously, I know what I had to do, knock him out to get a decision. But do you know what? It's boxing, and it happens. And there's no doubt in my mind I won the fight, and that's it. We can't cry over it.
Let's go! This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the best in entertainment and sports. Let's go!
Is there anyone out there who think that Tyson Fury was robbed in this fight? Is anyone just, drop your thoughts on the comment section. I thought differently. Well, then, whatever you think, let me know what your thought is. Let's go to your comment now and bring them in one after the other. But before I go to your comment, let me give you some history, that will guide you into this Christmas Boxing Day fixtures, and we will see. I had this saved in my email a long time ago while I was still in. When I left Brilla, I saw this thing like in 2020 during COVID. Yes, I was doing research on COVID. I was trying to create program, flashback. What is the show I wanted to do called the flashback show, but we didn't do it. So I went back to my mail today, and I'm taking this one from the 442 magazine, December 23rd, 2019. edition. Today is what? December 23rd, 2024 show. So let's read together some stories. The headline says 10 of English football craziest Christmas matches, starring four Sam Babatov and Man United. Okay, so let's go. The first one is on December the 12th. December 2012, sorry. Arsenal beating Newcastle 7-3. But you don't know, the oft-repeated cliche about unusually high score around Christmas is that defenders are still half asleep, having overindulged during the previous days. Yet, this match was full of fantastic finishing and some memorable attacking play that would have troubled the sharpest of defenses. At halftime, the scoreline was just 1-1, with a deflected Dembaba free kick cancelling out your Walker distinctly Thierry Henry-like opener. Wow. But then what happened in the second half is left for your imagination. The second half was frankly bonkers. Twice more Arsenal took the lead, only to be pegged back both times by an obdurate Magpie side. Eventually, the Gunners cranked through the gears, however, scoring 4 times in the final 17 minutes. To walk out with 2 assists to his name too, completed his hat-trick, aided by the game's biggest piece of additional festive generosity. That's how that game ended. Then there was the 2007 December 26, Tottenham Hotspur 6, Reading 4, a 10-goal thriller. Unfortunately for Reading, who dominated the majority of this match, their striker Dave Kitson, I'm not sure some of you know who that guy is, but I know him, finished like a man fixated on pigs in blanket for the first hour. Spurs had Dimitar Berbatov leading the line, whose tastes are altogether more cerebral. The Bulgarian scored 4 goals in one of his finest ever performances, helping Spurs leapfrog Reading into 12th place. The North Londoners finished the season in a distinctly average 11th, while a horrendous run of form led to Reading being relegated on goal difference and wondering what might have been. Well, when your strikers are not taking their chances, there's a chances that you might go down. But then, it's not only Arsenal and Newcastle that gave us a 4-4 thriller, but then there was also, on that same day, while that result was going on, Tottenham and Reading was going on, yes, Chelsea and Aston Villa decided to give us something. 2007 was the year, because it was a true festive gem. This had everything from the sublime to the ridiculous. 8 goals, 3 red cards, 1 Peter Cech howler, and in what can only be called a true Christmas miracle at Stamford Bridge, at least 2 goals from Andrei Shevchenko. The Ukrainian second was an absolute beauty. 2. Say what you like about Avram Grant, and many Chelsea supporters would rarely pass up an opportunity to do just that. But you really got this kind of unpredictable entertainment under Jose Mourinho. Admittedly, his side probably would have won the game, but this was great fun. Chelsea 2, Southampton 4, January 2002. Yeah, Claudio Ranieri's Blues had been inconsistent in the first half of the season, but weren't out of the title race, 5 points and 6 places behind leaders Arsenal. Gordon Strachan Southampton, Gordon Strachan were outside the relegation zone on goal difference. A home banker surely, not exactly. Chelsea led 2-1 at the break, but in the second half, Southampton scored 3 without reply, including a classic side foot volley from James Beattie. Remember that guy? Fantastic guy, yeah. Yes, and I think Gareth Bale was in that squad as well. Like, I remember watching this game. It was warning of things to come for the West Londoners, who went on to finish 6th. Southampton meanwhile recovered to end the dizzy height of 11th. Now, another game that was sweet. Tottenham are always in the goals game anyway. Newcastle 7, Tottenham Hotspur 0, December 1996, the year Nigeria won the Olympic. We watched this one at home. I remember this game. This was the era where you watch every game. You watch them, either you watch them live or you watch them replay. We don't have that kind of passion or that kind of love anymore But then, showing few signs of post-festive rustiness, Newcastle produced a mesmerizing display of attacking football to sweep aside a truly woeful Spurs. They've always been woeful. Going forward, they look like a typical Kevin Keegan side. Goals of the highest quality from Alan Shearer, Les Ferdinand, Rob Lee, and even Philip Albert made their London adversaries look as helpless as Iron Walker's curtains. Jesus Christ. At the back, and even in such an emphatic display, they look like a typical Kevin Keegan side. John Beresford delaying on the ball during a rare Spurs foray into Newcastle territory allowed Alan Nielsen, oh God, I remember this guy, this Danish guy, to grab a consolation. Just over a week later, Keegan shocked Tyneside by resigning as manager, bringing to an end a trophyless but hugely enjoyable period of the club's history. And then there is the Manchester United. This was the movement, the time where the journey to going to become Premier League champions started. Okay, this was still the old Pro League anyway. Oldham Athletic 3, Manchester United 6. The end of the season, Leeds United were champions. Okay. No. The end of the season, it was Man United that turned out to be champion. But let's go. Oldham's were, done by 2-5 as well in these same fixtures in 1993. I don't understand why they always get wide scoreline. Okay, to ruin someone's Christmas is poor form. To do it twice in 3 seasons, particularly in a team's own backyard, really isn't on. In 1991 Manchester United title chasing side, they would end the season as runner-up to Leeds United. Yes, that's correct. Ripped poor Oldham apart with a succession of lightning fast break involving Andrei Kanchelskis. I don't know if you watched that guy play. It was one of the Premier League greats. Okay, one of the Premier League greats. And a fresh face, Ryan Giggs. Another memorable moment was the sight of Dennis Irwin scoring against his former club and being rather happy about it. Muted celebrations? No, he was happy to celebrate against them. 2 years later, United were the current league champions and sought victory at Boundary Park to extend their lead to an imperious 14 points. It was achieved with ease as Oldham again crumbled against the attacking talent of Giggs, Kanchelskis. Only this time they had to contend with the crazy, enigmatic Eric Cantona too, who can only assume Christmas was cancelled in 1994. Now let's go forward to where Manchester United was beaten, but this one is in 1978. Manchester United 3, West Bromwich Albion 5, December 26, 1993. The game is included for 2 reasons: to appease any disgruntled Oldham fan who might be feeling victimized, and because goal for goal, it is one of the best matches ever played in England's top flight. Ron Atkinson, exciting West Brom side, tore apart, and Ron Atkinson also became a Man United coach at some point also. The guy who, got Aston Villa high up into second position in the league, taking 1992-93 season, and then from there Manchester United signed Dwight York. Okay. Ron Atkinson, exciting West Brom, tore apart a United team still reeling from a dismal Boxing Day loss to Liverpool, although United briefly led through a fierce Brian Greenhoff volley. The match was really all about West Brom exceptional attacking players. Time and time again, Laurie Cunningham ghosted past defenders with ease. If you want to see the footballing equivalent of post-Christmas dinner slump, then just watch Stuart Hudson, red-faced and puffing, trying in vain to chase a player simply too quick in body and mind. The flashes from Len Cantelo and Sir Regis, who later followed Ron Atkinson to Aston Villa, died recently, 2 years or last year, were equally impressive. West Brom finished third in a memorable season in which this was the standard performance. Now let's go to another one, but this time around, at least the shitty club won this one. Tottenham Hotspur 5, Chelsea 2, December 1961. Spurs have had a famously poor record against Chelsea in recent times, particularly at Stamford Bridge, where they finally won in 2018 for the first time since 1990. But things were was very different. Spurs were reigning league champions after winning the 1960 the league title, and just 4 days after beating Chelsea 2-0 away, the two sides met again at White Hart Lane. This time, victory was even more emphatic, as a Cliff Jones hat-trick demolished a Chelsea side that were later relegated. Almost all the matches December 1963, no list of classic festive matches would be complete without mentioning Boxing Day 1963, when a ridiculous 66 goals were scored across 10 fixtures. Jesus Christ. 10 first division matches. Fulham beat Ipswich, league champion, in 1962, 10 goals to 1. West Ham were mauled 8 goals to 2 at home by league leaders. Blackburn eventual champions. Liverpool tried Stoke City 6 goals to nothing. Spurs and West Brom drew 4-4. What a Christmas result. Overfeeding caused them to lose like that. Imagine then being a fan of Leicester or Everton, whose sides were everyone's done by playing at routine 2-0 win victories. Scrooges. Why not take advantage of this moment? Now let me come to you guys. What do you guys think? I would have asked you guys what's a memorable best Christmas result you've ever had in football. I guess I'll ask that one tomorrow, as tomorrow is what we call in pidgin English tomorrow na wait, tomorrow na washing night. Next tomorrow na wait, next tomorrow na Christmas. Well, starting with the first comment on the show, 9:02 a.m. Tosilima, they say compliment of the season, fam. Same to you, bro. Tosilima, they wanted to say good to be back with this morning dosage. And then Lucky Ogali, turn up and say compliment of the season, everyone. Engineer Ibrahim Abiela say compliment of the season, family. The Larawaji says good morning, Elegbete 1. Permit me to wish everybody Merry Christmas in advance. Thank you very much. I permitted already. Henry Morris says, oh yeah, ye descendant of Manchester, be ye blue or red, assemble in the sanctuary that ye may be sparked to by the analyst. Okay, Henry, since when you don't talk to Shakespeare or King James? Well, Henry says now Jesus season, bro, so expect him to shine. I agree. Blessed 3 wise men don't visit him. They don't give a frankincense, myrrh, and gold. Right? The lie what you say, it's time to put Usyk in the conversation of greatest of all time. If you have been undisputed in 2 categories and he doesn't talk much like others, maybe because of his bad English, he deserves it. Anybody say, well, again, go switch for sure, it will. The other one says, like Man City, like Barcelona, like Man U, like Tottenham, are like Liverpool, like Bayern, Arsenal are showing up. But this Liverpool shire, it will take some energy to wrestle the league from them. They better win it too, because the dragging he go pass a better pass by neighbor generator. Demola Benny said, Fury, the church master, is smart. Go down, come down now. Adewale Inshallah says, I need ticket for the show. If you did not indicate before, you don't have a ticket, because it's everybody who indicated that I said yes to that I have collected ticket for. The 100 tickets that I've collected is all attached to someone. There's no free ticket. I'm sorry. I remember saying here, if you need a ticket, chat me up on my DMs, on TikTok, on Instagram, on WhatsApp if you have my number, and then I will make plans for it. There is no other one. You can go and buy. Ticket is 100k. It's cheap. It's affordable. It's 100k for VIP. Regular is about 50k if I'm not mistaken. So this is the biggest show at the end of this year, so it's too late now for me to promise you, because any ticket here that I give to anybody, I am going to answer to somebody else that I've already told I'll give you a ticket. You see this thing that we do that is in the public space, the person who like it today will go on social media and drag you tomorrow and say, after you promised to give me ticket, you did not give me ticket. And if it's this, is that? I don't want that. For the say that is a fraud. Precious everyone says, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Happy birthday in advance. Thank you very much. I appreciate that one. Even though I am always delighted to see United in this manner, though I hope they don't spoil the CV of Amorim, because he's a fine man. Ashawo will kill you. Ashawo did do so. Ashawo, but I jai popo. Merry Christmas to Arsenal fans and Amorim alone. Halot. My sister don't spoil. My sister don't talk bad girl. Sir Simeon Campbell says, good morning, Elevator. Good morning to you. I think Amorim needs to change the approach for Man United, because the main problem now is that we are conceding too many goals, and that is not good for the team's confidence. Yemi Danama says, realistically, is Arteta going to bring in any supplementary player in January? Also, what do you think of the PRO they are doing for Kulusevski to become an Arsenal player and be needed? So first, it's a better crosser of the ball than Bukayo Saka. It's also a better driver with the ball than Bukayo Saka. It's more of a Robert Pires without his skills, without his quick feet, okay? But my problem with Kulusevski is that he doesn't track back. He's another Yaya Sanogo Pepe. So while it's going forward is good, he doesn't track back. And he doesn't play the Arsenal way where when we lose the ball, he can slot in and cover for anybody. But then Arsenal have a better defense right now compared to the defense that Arsenal had when Nicolas Pepe was in the team. I would take Kulusevski in the Arsenal team. I mean, an Arsenal team that signed Raheem Sterling, a dead man. I would take Kulusevski because he's got goals and he's got pace. His crosses are better, even though we don't have the people that receive the crosses when it comes to attacking. We only have people that receive the crosses when we are playing corner kick. Okay, but having said that, I would any day take Kulusevski in that team. But how many times do we get to sign a player from Tottenham Hotspur? That's going to be like the most complicated transfer because he has to demand that he wants to leave, and because he has a contract, Levy would put in ridiculous amount of money. I don't take this about any rumor that says a player from Spurs is coming to Arsenal is what it is. It's a rumor. It starts and ends there. I don't think I want to take it serious. If it happens, it's a kind of signing that I'll celebrate because he's one of the good players in the team. If you're telling me Sonyumi is coming to Arsenal, I will not be interested, even though he's an Arsenal type of player, because we play all these intricate short passes and he knows how to run in between the lines and go in and tap the ball in. But he's got too much against us. He's hated us too much. I don't think he's a player that I want to have in the Arsenal team anyway. But if it's Kulusevski, I think it's a good one. It's a good buy. It's technically gifted. And to be very honest, I will pick Kulusevski over Bukayo Saka. I don't think Bukayo Saka is not that good. I just think that the team is designed to make Bukayo Saka shine, and it's affecting every other player. Okay, so if you give Kulusevski the kind of supply that you give to Bukayo Saka, he would also shine. He will be a star player. Tosile Made say, with plenty, were they delighted in Man U's the sin of Fergie still haunting them to the sixth generational coach. Okay, people really want to see them. I mean, for the sake of Ferguson, I want to see Man United suffer for a lot. And then all those Man United fans that threatened my life in 2013, I want to see Man United suffer. But I think that they've suffered for too long. So it's becoming boring now. Victor Malalu says, I'm still wondering why Bruno Fernandes played 90 minutes in every game with no impact. The question is, do you have anybody better than him in the Manchester United team? Do you have anybody that can put him on the bench and come into that team and do well? That's a question. You need to first of all answer that question before you wonder why he plays for 90 minutes without impact. The players up front are not running. He's the kind of guy that you need to run into the channels and he drops the ball for you. But unfortunately, he doesn't know how to play the simple things. He likes complicated play, and the Man United players are not ready for those things. Because it takes confidence to be able to do those kind of things. Unfortunately, they are very low on confidence right now. The team is not firing on all cylinders. The team is not brimming, so it's hard. Well, the line one you says. Make Fury and AJ just fight themselves. Make way for rest from British media hand I beg. That's the only thing they have got for now. Oh, Dubois is British, Abi. Yes, he is. Okay, we shall see if the bat comes up with Usyk. I think that's going to be the next one. Usyk has beaten him once, but then I think Dubois is a different kind of fighter now. We will see what happens. Engineer Ibrahim Abela says, how long Amorim will keep taking responsibility for everything is something everyone is looking forward to. Time will tell. It will boil over. At some point, he will come out and blame the players. He cannot keep it going like that. Engineer Ibrahim Abela went on to say, next coach to get fired seems to be Postecoglou because the handwriting has started showing on the board already. Yeah, Lucky Ogali says it is even an abnormality for a Brit to be boxing champion. Usyk will beat Fury and AJ if he fought them on the same day. They brag like they are British journalists. Wow. That's all I can say. But this one not come up for analysis. It don't turn wording. Engineer Ibrahim Abela says Arteta is using Lewis Kelly now, and we are not hearing anything from the English media on the fact of him not using any academy player. But when one leg better waka come out from Arsenal, we go start hearing things. Whether it is the media's job to talk. How they talk is a business. Engineer Barry says hearing about not promoting academy players. Well, Sebastian Inede say, what do you think of this Marcus Rashford to Arsenal? It's never going to happen. It's not going to happen. Us as an agent just making some useless talk. Where won't play for Arsenal? It's not going to happen. Look at that. Who won't give on 350,000 pounds a week for Arsenal? Yeah, look at that. It says, I think Amorim pushing Rashford under the bus is a shame and an indication that he is not yet a coach capable of handling a big dressing room. Every player should be judged by their performance. I don't understand what you mean. I don't understand what you mean. What kind of talk are you saying? Logically, sometimes at the question of one knowledge, every coach that I've been since maybe since Jose Rashford is shit. Everybody knows he's shit. Everybody in football knows he's shit. Nobody's pushing him under the bus. The guy doesn't come ready to play. And the coach is here to save a team. He's here to save a team, a sinking ship. And you think he should be petting him. He's giving him his chance. He's played well. And then after that, he didn't play well. So he has to kick him out. That's not a big deal. If this was done by Sir Alex Ferguson, you people will hear him. Sir Alex Ferguson threw people who were performing under the bus. Let's count them. Yap Star, Roy Keane, David Beckham, Ruud van Nistelrooy. I can count more. Threw them under the bus without anybody saying anything. So, was it that he didn't know how to coach a big dressing room? This is not. First of, Man United dressing room is not a big dressing room. Man United dressing room is shit. Is a broken down house. So they don't call Man United dressing room a big dressing room. Rashford is not playing well. Rashford, you think is a good player. When was the last time he played for the English national team? That's the guy you think is a good player. Rashford is shit. Shouldn't even play for Man United. Should be playing for Ipswich Town. I'll be playing for Ikorodu City. Should be big dressing room. Did Arteta not throw all the big players out of the team? Ozil, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Torreira, everybody. Did he not throw them out? Does that mean he can't coach a big dressing room? Players are not going to perform. They're not going to perform, and you got to let them go. So that doesn't make him a bad coach. I mean, we just indulge useless players just to have an opinion on coaches. Delawa is a Fury lost the fight fairly. Usyk controlled the bout firmly from the sixth, and the entire rounds were fluctuating between them. He couldn't cope with Usyk's jabs and resistance in the later stages. Demola Benedict says, I won't be surprised if Atletico Madrid win the La Liga, and I will even be happy for them. Well, it wouldn't be a bad one. Diego Simeone is the ancient of days of coaches, so he should win the third. If he wins another one, it's his third title, I guess, for that long. It will be good. Demola Benedict says, I want Atalanta and Lukman to win the Serie A too. Oluwaseyi Adeboale says Eric Ten Hag should be arrested for wasting £600 million on extremely average players. Okay, Simon Campbell says, my best Christmas result was in 2012-2013 season when Man United won Newcastle 4-3. Yeah, that match was a very, very important game. Chicharito. Some players on this year, Javier Hernandez. Oluwaseyi Adeboale says Man City next games are against Everton, Leicester, West Ham. They could finally bounce back and find form in these games. Well, with Man City right now, I don't even know. But they should. Raji Moshood, he said, if anybody no later show up to collect tickets, make where a sub to the show. Well done, sir, for all of the good work you are doing for us. Thank you very much. I don't know whether anybody will ignore this ticket too, but by the time they ignore the ticket, will it not be too late for me to inform anybody that the people didn't come? Yamina says, Uncle E, if you were Amorim, would you have dropped? I don't. First off, if I was Amorim, because the window is not there, and then the position where Bruno Fernandes plays, I don't have anybody in the bench because I don't kick out Bruno Fernandes and Rashford since. My problem with Bruno Fernandes is when your complicated play is not working, do the simple one, do the basic one. Inspire people, lead, right? And then there are some young players in the team who are looking for inspiration. Amad Diallo is looking for that. Garnacho, even though sometimes he sees himself as larger than life, you think he's the next Cristiano Ronaldo, which is a problem for him. But ordinarily, those two teams will be kicked out of the team. That's for me. I'll kick those two out of the team. And I would try as much as possible to focus on one thing. build the team from back forward. So we could get drab, scrappy draws and wins, but it will not be exciting. Most coaches that come to Man United, their biggest problem is that they want to start exciting football from the get-go. You're not going to do that because in football, and again in all walks of life, skills, talents, knowledge is good, but the greatest asset you need is confidence. And talented and skillful players put together in a team lacking in confidence would fail. That's what we see in Man City. It's not like the players in that team are not talented. Haaland is still Haaland. Kevin De Bruyne is still Kevin De Bruyne. All of them are good, but they don't have confidence anymore. So those things that we would ordinarily do instinctively, they now stop to process it first. Before, Man City play without processing. They know with their eyes closed, they can give a pass, they can, just knock the ball around, and they are there. Everybody arrives at the right time because it's confidence. But lacking in that confidence right now, that means that some of the balls that you will receive one touch and then pass, or probably as it just come, you just knock it back in those space. You now try to receive the ball, turn your head left and right, and be sure who to give. But then the press is not waiting for you. You understand? The press is not waiting for you. As you're doing that one, they've knocked the ball off your leg, and then they are going to score against you. So the lack of confidence is a very, very big thing with this team. If I was Amorim and I came to Man United, the best way to restart a project, and that's what I like about Arteta, is at the beginning. Don't manage this squad to the middle, pile up a catalog of defeat, and then you want to refresh the button. I would rather say, you know what, all these guys have been failing since. The result of Man United is not a hidden result. It's something that is there from top since forever. So what I would do is start shuffling the team. All those players that I plan, that's why I love Maresca. All those players that I plan not to work with going forward, I will not build this team around them. I'll start walking them out of the team, get them to use their mouth and their agents to tie themselves with rope while I'm putting them on the side. And then I'll get the young players, and then the ones that are pretty average who would go and die for me, put them in the team, start running the team on them until we get to the general transfer window. I ship some people out, I bring them in. I mean, Ineos are looking to cut costs. Every single opportunity to cut costs they are doing. So I look for those big players first. I tell them, that's what Arteta did now. Ozil, £350,000 a week, cut him. Give the money to Aubameyang. Aubameyang not doing well again, cut him out. You look at the other guys, 150, 175, cut them out, let them go. So the club realized, okay, we have plenty of money now, we start signing players. How much did they sign all the guys? 30 million. That's chicken feed. They start bringing in all these players, small, even though they were suffering under the burden of the amortization of Nicolas Pepe, as they did not receive any money on his transfer, same for Aubameyang and a few others. But at the end of the day, that's the reason why he's gotten this whole long gap, even without winning in 5 years, apart from the FA Cup and the two Community Shield. But you still look at him and you say he's done well for the team. The guys who cut the check knows he's done well to the club's bank, and it's helped them. Arsenal was heading into a financial crisis, with the way they were before, and thank God, look at where they are now. So I think that's the way I would do it. Unfortunately, I'm not there. I'm not in charge of that team. So it's their business. Where did I stop? Osazua Maxi says, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you. Yamin Dynamite says, how long do you see Usyk reigning as the champ? Also, where will the next champion emerge from for that heavyweight championship title? If Daniel Dubois keeps his training well, stay focused, because the thing about boxing is that you have to stay focused. You have to not over celebrate. And I understand. Listen, the kind of money that comes, these are a bunch of illiterate roadside human beings who all of a sudden start fighting, and then this kind of money comes. It's not like in football or in other sports where the money comes small. Even that one self, still too much. You go fight one night and you're getting 20 million, 50 million, 60 million, 100 million, depends on the purse. You saw it with Ruiz now. Beat Joshua, cut the money, start eating, feasting, buying cars. Wasn't going to the gym to train anymore. That kind of money can spin your head. That kind of money. I was in Abuja the whole of last week, going and coming, and I see what people do, and I'm like, now I understand why people surrender their yash for fucking. Yeah, because the kind of things I was hearing, if you don't get strong mind and you don't get any backup plan, you don't get something to fall back to, you don't get people, You go surrender your own stuff for fire, It's not a big deal. I think at the end of the boy, if he trains very well, we're good. Michael Eto'o look like somebody that will come in, but he's just 19. He's not there yet. Looks like somebody that will come good. Americans are not really into the boxing anymore. There are too many things taking American kids' time now. It's like Nigerian kids are Yahoo and drug. So there are too many things taking their time to go and punish yourself. American kids are just behaving like Nigerian kids. Okay, they want the soft life, they want the easy life, and tech, and all these small things is giving them money to survive on. Nobody, people don't talk about the projects like they used to talk about them. People don't talk about the hard life that they used to talk about them. Even if you listen to the rap music is not talking about the culture anymore, because there are too many ways. You can just do some rubbish and stream it, and then the American, so I'm streaming in Nigeria and somebody's streaming in America. What will give me $1,000 will give them $10,000. You really think that person wants to go and tie up gloves and begin to punch anybody? No, it doesn't make sense to them anymore. The American kids have too many ways to make money. There are too many opportunities for making money, and nobody wants that whole big money. And then, if you can be consistent with if you're making $10,000 every month and it's guaranteed, my dear, boxing not gonna agree you. So if you're making $10,000 from YouTube, you're not making another $5,000 from TikTok. Even though Americans don't want their people to use TikTok, but if TikTok is paying, and then Instagram and then Facebook, you really think you want to go and do boxing? Boxing was a product of hard knock life, suffering, and a way out, just like rap music and the rest of them. But then the environment have changed, the system have changed, and with the digital revolution, it's hard. But I think that probably for now it's going to be done in the world. But Usyk doesn't look like it's going to go down pretty soon. It's consistent, so it's hard. It's hard, to be very honest. Okay. As Max says, please, Alibert, what do you think of Kylian Mbappe at the moment? Whatever anybody would think of him is what I think of him. Kylian Mbappe moved to a new club, a new country, a new environment, higher expectation from where he's coming from. It needs time to adapt. What people don't understand that is what I really don't get. The people going against Mbappe, I always ask them, how bad has he done compared to other players that have come to Madrid within the time that he's come and the numbers that he's put in? It's not as if he's coming fat like Eden Hazard. It's not as if, he's worse on the log. Mbappe is the third highest goal scorer with 10 goals and 2 assists so far. This is halfway through the season. Can he catch up Lewandowski? I don't know. 2 hat-trick now and then he's up there. Okay, it's 1 goal behind Rafinha. Rafinha has 6 assists anyway, but I don't think he's really doing that bad. With 10 goals and in the league alone, I don't think he's doing that bad. But then people's expectation, there's this thing I used to tweet. What I say, I'm responsible for what I say and do. But how you interpret it is your responsibility. That's not my business. So I don't think that for a player who comes into a new club, he's doing badly. But everybody wants to compare him with Erling Haaland and all that. That's just waste. I think Mbappe is doing well. And he scored a wonder goal yesterday. Very beautiful. A screamer, as far as I'm concerned. And I don't have a problem with him. Whatever expectation people have from him, that's their business. Yeah, me don't say Jamba too. I'm like native doctor. Yeah, me don't say Pep really destroyed some players just to make his favorite shine. It's football. Every coach, every club does it. Every coach does it. So it's not. It happens in football. It happens everywhere you go in football. It happens. The question you ask yourself is: the favorites that he makes shine, did they shine? Did they do well? Yeah, if they did well, then it's a good call. You have to cut some people. The people who are pro Aubameyang will never like Arteta. But Aubameyang played for Arsenal for 5 years. They never made it to the Champions League. He won the highest goal scorer. He's a golden boot. Yeah, but we never made it to the Champions League. He's come in and brought in players who are not on Aubameyang's level and put them in the Champions League back to back, just for the title, back to back. Would you? You see, the problem with many people is that they go from supporting a football club to now supporting players or managers. That's where this generation is different. That's where we have a problem. So you're not thinking of the in their tribesman. If you are fundamental question, the person he preferred over that person. He said he preferred Sergio Busquets over Yaya Toure. Yaya Toure fit lace the boot of Sergio Busquets. What it turned out to be. If over Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Can Zlatan match up with in other places? Can Zlatan match up with Messi? Would you know that Messi and Zlatan? Even have a dire fan, okay? To players, cutting players loose. Sir Alex Ferguson did worse. Frank Capello did worse. Arigosaki, Gordon, they all did worse. Luis Van Gaal did worse. It's not a big deal. This is what football is all about. This is what coaching, leadership is all about. You take the hard decisions. They're not good, they're not beautiful, they're not pleasant, but this is what it is. You this. Strikers that can be deadly, like BT, Phillips, Viduka, Yakubu, and so on. Games has not many strikers like before, though football not the sweet again. No, to be honest. If not Man United, the Arsenal, Southampton versus Leicester. For what? This is my time. Only fuck, I watch Leeds United versus Middlesbrough. Everton versus Wigan Athletic versus West Bromwich, because Stoke City versus because going to be and you're going to enjoy football, you're going to love what you're watching, everything is going to be beautiful. But hey, because Europeans want force everybody to play Mumu football, we're not watching rubbish. So sometimes you just say yourself, what am I going to watch that game for? That game is predictable. So I'm not saying because injury blow, I feel like I should give one a chance in that position. My question, Sebastian, is what is the position of Waneri? Because people say his position is the Martin Odegaard position. But why do you want to put him in the Bukayo Saka position? Martin can play there and then trust to play on the right side. People say there's good who can start on the right side. Why is everybody so particular about this one? I don't understand. So choosing to be in the top 4 or top 6, then you talk about Waneri. Arsenal needs players that can make them win matches on a regular basis, not somebody who will score one goal and it will be headline fast. No, somebody who score. That's what we need. Additional matters, good morning to you. Like say, Onana and Lisandro have been atrocious since the guy came in. So why kick off the squad? Then go to the press to run player down. Why not wait till the window opens? Same as Sancho situation. Listen, if you're dealing with certain kind of players, you have to function that way because you're not negotiate with a peaceful the same way you negotiate with a madman. He understands that. Look, this is an English boy. This guy has been protected since the Euro finals, and that's also what is making Saka focus. You know, say, oh, what we did to these black boys, we should just try to remedy it. And then they send this memo around to the clubs and say, you know, Rashford must be protected. Even the players, you see the media, they don't criticize him. Rashford must be protected. Bukayo Saka must be protected. We must make them look like the greatest players in the world, blah, blah, blah. You read between the lines. But then this guy is coming from Portugal. Who gives a fuck about Rashford? You want to tell me that you don't know that Rashford is an idiot? Are you working on the... Oh, it's like, don't criticize Victor Boniface when he plays for Spurs. Man, he guy's not playing well. Throw him under the bus. If that's what's going to bring in the animal instinct in him, let him come out. I'm paying you £350,000 a week and then you're playing rubbish and then I cannot criticize you. Are you really serious right now? See, now player where they do well, and then they protect you. Player where they do well, anything we see, he goes see him. Because imprisonment will say, who do anyhow, we'll see what? Anyhow. And Rashford, he did do anyhow right now. Like says, I don't coaches who pick fights with players, you are the coach for heaven's sake. My brother, the most successful coaches in the world pick fight with players. So now weak coach, now if you have to pick fight with players. If you're a good coach, you pick fight with players. But there's no way you would not pick fight with players. You would name one successful coach who did not pick fight with players. Jose Mourinho set Andrea Botti up with cocaine. Crespo, for no reason, he fought with him. Everywhere he's gone, he's fought with players. He's one of the most successful coaches. Pep Guardiola fought with players everywhere he's gone, apart from Bayern Munich. Even at Bayern Munich, he fought with players. They disagreed on ideologies. What's it called? Sir Alex Ferguson is the Oga Patapata of them all. Do you need me to name more coaches? Great coaches fight with players. That's part of what football is all about. That's what leadership is all about. Leadership means that I will take decisions that people who trust me will not like and will not be comfortable with. The reason why Nigeria is like this is everybody is trying to protect their relationship so much so that they would rather take a bad decision instead of taking a good decision. Every decision, people complain about them. Listen, if you want to lead, you go. See, why was I the most hated guy on radio? Is it that I fuck my colleague girlfriend or wife? Is it that I steal company money? Is it that I take my motor and run it into people? No. People, I was the most hated guy on radio because I have opinions that people whisper in their bedroom, but I was bold enough to come say it in public. That's the reason. I had opinions that about football that people, you don't say this type of thing in public. You simmer it down, you whisper it, you don't say it loud. But I head onto it. So listen, when it comes to leading, my brother, you go step on toes. Now, so I tell you lead. Now, I service people, now I need to step on toes. You really want to lead? Put your toes out there, stomp on it, not move that step. Step, no, they wanted the step, sorry. I will stomp on it, you will get weak for your leg. That will be a problem. Fighting with players is a very good thing. So, show me a good coach, and I'll show you a coach that I fought with almost every player in this team. You think that good, then they work for good. Now bad, now they happen naturally. Doing bad, it happens naturally. If you gain weight, it happens naturally. If you want to get six pack, you go walk. Not everybody is, fine-tuned to walk. Nobody programs themselves to say, I want to walk. I want to commit myself to this labor. So when coaches come and say, look, things have changed, go and read all the stories of players and coaches. When Wenger came and decided to change training style and diet, the players rebel against it. When did I realize that, this guy, why do you think that Wenger went on to sign more French players than any other party? Because these are players that will listen to him, that will hear him speak his language and say, this is my countryman. In other places, we call it nepotism. Why do you think that Sir Alex Ferguson demanded for powers for him to be the authoritarian, to sign players the way he wants, and everybody just line up and watch the results? Why do you think that Mourinho was able to sack a good coach, Iva Canary? What do you think would that happen? Because Mourinho was beginning to see that the players were loving this girl more than they were paying him attention. And he needed one small mistake to fire her. So there is no leadership without conflict. How can you lead without conflict? You're not a good leader now. A yes leader. Can I be a yes leader, my brother? Oluwaseyi says Mourinho was criticized for years for letting go of Salah and Kevin De Bruyne, letting go of Palmer, Lavia, Morgan, Rogers on the same level is that. Lord Mayor says Mbappe and 14 goals, 2 assists. 14 goals, 2 assists, 7 man of the match, 7 trophies. Is have a bad season. Now, what for people opinion? Opinions are free now. Additional information says that Real Madrid seem to be gradually having their mojo. See the kind of goals yesterday is just for them to get back that consistency and everyone in for trouble. The thing with Madrid, if you know Madrid very well, Madrid are a second half of the season team. The only thing I also have with them currently is the fact that Carlo Ancelotti, correct me if I'm wrong, have never won a league title back to back. This might be his first time, okay? But they are a second half team. They know how to put themselves just about there. Second half, they take off and run off with everybody. So whether they can now win the league title back to back with Carlo Ancelotti is what I don't know. But I think that the criticism or the expectation on Mbappe is just overbearing. He's over the top. Let me say, boss, that thread cross for Luis Diaz's goal is unreal. That's the reason why they should do everything to keep him, but it does look like he's going to go to Madrid. And I don't know. Let's wait and see. And Atletico Madrid did Baka Shege. I felt for the small boys, they will not understand that football, it was a wicked awakening for them to grow up. And they will learn from it. That's what experience does to you. That's how you buy experience. You don't go to the supermarket to buy it. You just, get to this kind of situation and then you learn. Let me say, I feel Trent is going to sign pro contract with Madrid in January if Liverpool board still don't see anything about his contract. I think he will leave because there's a dilemma between Virgil van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold, excuse me, who to keep and who not to keep. I think that Trent will go. The Mola Benubari says that Martinelli did well when Saka was off in that Palace game, and I think he will continue in that wing. Let me say, boss, which realistic signing you feel Arsenal will sign this January? Maybe just one signing. I don't know because again, when you look at the Arsenal team, if everybody is injury free, the team is good enough to compete. Whether you agree or you disagree, the problem with Arsenal is not the signing. The problem is with injuries. Injuries bring in inconsistent selection. But looking at the team when they have like 85 to 90% fit, Arsenal will beat anybody. So I would rather say that instead of thinking of signing right now, I'll focus on the player staying fit. Because again, you sign a new player like we did with Timbers and Calafiori, and then they come in two games into the season, their play, they are injured again. You will still be battling the demons that you're already battling. So for me, this is my own position. Arsenal should find a way to keep their players fit, manage their load shedding, and then find a way to just keep those players fit on the regular basis, and I'm fine. I wrote to Professor, I say Man City child. No, don't talk shit. Let me say Chief Ego, make we no talk too much. City, they title race. So Victor Malalu says, what of gentleman Carlos Ancelotti? Has he fought with anyone? You don't read the Lisa book. You don't read the Lisa book. I think you should go and buy the book. Roving Heights, the seller. Tell them, go and read some of the Lisa book. And then maybe when you come back, you would change your mind. Go and find out his own relationship with players, okay? Then you would understand that every coach and they come. Let me give you some names so that we don't forget, because we're very quick to forget our history. 5 stars responsible for the end of Ancelotti's time in Bayern Munich. Okay, let's start with this one. Ian Robben, the Dutchman and Ancelotti clashed more than once after the defeat in Paris. Robben was asked if the team was still behind Ancelotti, to which he responded, I will not answer that. It was a painful defeat. Okay. Number 2, Frank Ribéry. Frank Ribéry and Ancelotti also didn't see eye to eye. The line was very thin between kissing after a match and getting into a fight. Unfortunately, the Frenchman got his way. Thomas Muller. Bild have claimed that the third player to turn on Ancelotti was none other than Muller. Muller was a quiet and gentleman. His role at the club was less important with the Italian, whom the German striker never really understood. Jerome Boateng, this is just one team. The defender also clashed with Carlo, who left him out of the lineup for the Champions League fixture. He then stated he regretted his decision, but it was too late. Okay, Matt Hummels. Bild also mentioned the other central defender as part of the mutiny to overthrow Ancelotti. He had 5 players that opposed him, and that is an impossible situation. Bayern president Leones said. Okay, some of these questions that you are asking anyway are very simple, straightforward questions that we can just find on the internet. You find those answers and they are straightforward. Any successful manager must disagree with players. That one a part of football. It's part of leadership. You cannot have a successful leadership without hurting people. Victor, a digital say even Baba Wenger fight with players. You have a job to do to succeed. You have to bulldoze your way. Football is war. It's not friendly. Football, I always say it, coaching is a dictatorship. It's not a democracy. You're not coming to vote. And then when you see the kind of money that players have, they want to have an opinion. The players are not having an opinion. If you listen to Zlatan, all the criticism of Zlatan against Jose Mourinho, against Pep Guardiola, if you're not listening to those interviews with sentiment, you'll know that Zlatan is foolish. He just makes news. He makes quick click, viral news when Zlatan is saying what he's saying. A coach says, I prefer Messi to play in the central role ahead of you. I will pick him ahead. That player goes on to score 91 goals in a calendar year. You're telling me that the coach is wrong? Are you crazy? Would you have picked anybody ahead of Thierry Henry at Arsenal? Yes, I know. Thierry Henry went to Barcelona. What happened? They put him on bench. They play on position where not supposed to play. He went the wrong position. He scored a goal. They told, come on, get out of this field. You won't do that with Messi because Messi is all powerful. Everything is like that. What's it called? AC Milan signed Jean-Pierre Papin. Some of you will not know that. He signed Elijah something. What's the name? The first player to sign for $13 million. But then they have a guy called Marco van Basten. Marco van Basten was scoring goals like goals were going out of fashion. You know, they signed Jean-Pierre Papin. Jean-Pierre Papin requested that they give him a swimming pool with a dolphin in it to train for his bicycle kick. They provide, Silvio Berlusconi say provided for him. They did all that. But you know, Marco van Basten went to the management and said, the reason you're signing this guy is because I'm injured. But for as long as I'm fit, I'm going to play. Jean-Pierre Papin not play for Milan. Because there are so many factors that are involved. You want to place Zlatan in Messi's place, and Messi tells you, I want to leave. There's a Real Madrid there that is willing to pick him up, and you will agree. Because you don't want to offend players. And you and they look you, they laugh. Athletic Bilbao does not sign any player outside of the Basque region. Why people then they complain? This one not be coach, na club. They discriminate against players outside of that Basque region. Not even other continent too. Basque region. If you're not from the Basque region, you're not playing for them. Athletic Bilbao. Why is anybody not saying, oh no, this is not good, this is not? No. Success means you'll be public enemy number one. If you're not ready to be public enemy number one, you'll be average. Show me a man that does not have enemies, and I'll show you a man that will never be successful. Jesus Christ, get enemy. So that be matter of you want to be successful. You go bulldoze people. Why did Mourinho say it? You cannot make an omelette without breaking an egg. You cannot make a road through the forest without cutting down trees. Engineer Ibrahim Abela says, am I the only one that noticed the fact that Martinelli on that right flank plays well after the departure of Bukayo Saka? You're not the only one. The thing with people watching football these days, because you guys are auto start so much, all this SG, when I need to watch football well again, I'm sorry what I'm going to say. When I need to watch football with sense, there is simple things are happening on the field, but you're not seeing it. And then you now listen to all these junk podcasters, I'm sorry to say it, all these junk analysts, and then you combine it with your own foolishness, and then that's how you analyze football. I have said it here 1,000 times. There is nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with Martinelli. Maybe the reason why I know all this is because I played as a white man. Martinelli is in a channel where the water does not flow, the traffic does not flow. So he looks like a bad player. Martinelli gets the afterthought pass, not the creative pass to open the way for him. When they play the roadblock, they say, okay, just give her first. Not could take breathe. Not could catch our breath. That right position, the Arsenal team is designed for all of his perfect passes, all of his choice passes to go there. So there is no way you go play, even though Boring go play well for that position. Because that's how the team is designed. It is not coincident that when Granit Xhaka was in that midfield, Martinelli had his best season. Secondly, Martinelli came from Brazil in an environment where football is about expression. No inhibition, no hold back, no rope on your waist to drag you back like monkey. And he performed very well. But then as he start growing, the systems dictate that once you get the ball, find somebody to pass to. Sometimes this man wants to take you on. That's what he wants to do. But then you think, I have a contract, I have to be the coach, I have to do what the coaches want. If not, I'll be... No, not every player wants to move from one club to the other on a regular basis. People want to play football and enjoy their football in the place. So knowing fully well that maybe I cannot achieve this, okay, If you can't beat them, you join them. But then he's not getting the supply that he needs. He went to the place where the ball was coming times after times. So if you give him 10 balls, he made 2 mistakes, he's going to make 8 good, and you forget about the 2 mistakes that he made. But then on the other side, when the balls are not coming on a regular basis, he gets one, he makes a mistake, he gets the second one again after a very long time where his engine is set up to run, and then the ball is not coming. He's set up to run, the ball is not coming. He's set up to run, the ball is not coming. Next time when you put the ball in, he's not ready. It's a sim. That's how it works. Remember, go back and watch the Super Eagles from 1994 up to 2002. Previously, when Okocha gets the ball, everybody's on the run. When Okocha gets the ball, at some point, Okocha gets the ball, everybody's standing. I mean, some of you are older will remember this. Okocha gets the ball, our goal return begin to reduce. Okocha gets the ball, you know that he's not going to release the pass. He's going to turn around. Everybody will clap, ooh, and then we'll lose the ball. And then we're defending again. Why run? Why make that run when I would be needed to go and help and defend? So no need. So you have to understand those dynamics. That's not something you don't see that in your start part. When you people are looking at that your start part, it's not there. You need to get sense. That's why I said think for yourself. Don't let people's opinion guide how you talk about football. You watch this football. This eye that God give you, use it to watch. It's still very, very valid. I still believe and bank in eye test more than any other thing. If I watch a game, there's nothing you can tell me. I'll form my own opinion. And that my opinion is an expert and a professional opinion. Nobody, your Gary Neville, Jimmy Carragher, whoever, they're not fit. I'm a student of the game. And if we want a university course, I have a PhD. Victor Malalo, you know what you put into to get your PhD. But hey, people don't see it that way anyway. So I think that Martinelli, as far as I'm concerned, is as good as any other player, any other good player in the Arsenal team. The team is just built in a way to make him a spare tire, not a main. Once the team is designed again to make, and the difference between Arsenal winning the league and not winning the league is the fact that they are a twin engine jet that is firing on only one engine. So until they get the other engine functioning, we're going to be like that. Victor Malalu says, wow, thank you. I never knew. Thanks for lecturing me. You're welcome. The Lara say, even unsuccessful ones disagree with players. So far, you're the coach. You go disagree with players. Osazua Max says, is it true that since Anthony Joshua slept with DJ? Fuck off. Demola Ibrahim, were you there? Did you see the two of them sleep with each other? This is not the show for that. This is like we should grow up. Okay? Demola Ibrahim says, now waiting, I tell one of my friend, be that, say this Saka injury might just bring the best in Martinelli, because me, I'm happy that Saka is injured, personally. When he got injured, that's a thank God. Can't have this thing, let somebody else come in there, we could see if now you be the star boy or the way the team they play. Anybody that plays in that position will shine. Because that's how the Arsenal traffic is designed. Say, hungry, then how if I pick when we say mama they do the same mama put. He go fat because there is always food to eat. And that's Bukayo Saka. So making him, that's why I told somebody that he said Bukayo Saka go Madrid, he go do better. Bukayo Saka go sit down for bench of Madrid. He not the same play. That ball where they play, he not gonna say, oh, Wakala will get big blockers. But let's even leave this conversation. Finally, Victor Malalu say, I remember when West Ham shouted on Okocha that UJJ is playing to the gallery. Yeah, people don't remember that anymore. People, hey, okay, if you don't like JJ, no, it's not about me liking him or not liking him. It's just the fact that sometimes we need to put things in their proper perspective. And these days it's all about who have the loudest Momo opinion. But you can have all the Momo opinion you like. I will still stick to my facts. You know why? Facts don't lie. Yeah, it's now this emotional opinion. I don't do them. I don't too take for the game. Old DBA they do plenty incantation. Yeah. Old DBA, now young DBA they do plenty incantation to prove to you say it's a big work. Old DBA just know what to touch, and will give medicine, you will go. New DBA want to prove to you say it's a big work. I know I've been on this too long for me to try to if I come on air now, I want to tell you the statistics. Nah, that's what Lucas Spurs did when he first started. Not me. I'm not there. I'll give you the statistics. I'll tell you what I think about the player. The truth is, again, I always tell people that name one player that I have told you people that this player knows sabi play ball, and then he went on to prove beyond all reasonable that man that you are shit. That's not one, and I can call like 50 players that I have said this thing about. This one is not sabi play ball, because in football, I don't need your statistics to know say sabi play ball. There is the basic thing. If you want to employ a driver, you can't ask and say, can you drive? You say, by the grace of God. You know, say you're not going to employ him. You say, I drive by faith, not by sight. You're not going to employ him. Because in these things, you do not need God for insight. In football, there are only 3 things a player does. You know whether it's sabi or you know sabi. How he receives the ball, how he keeps the ball right, retaining, and how he releases the ball. All of those 3, once you can pass 50%, in terms of markings, scheme of work, you're good. Every other thing that comes to how the coaches design his team, how they want you to play the structure, but nothing in football beats those 3 basics. You must receive the pass in a game. You would have to retain it because you will play in tight space. There will be press on you, whether you will lose the ball or not, and then decision making, which is how to release the ball. Decision making, every single pass that comes to you in football, there is a minimum of 3 options. Remember that anytime. How do you decide? Pass back home, like Mikel Obi, find an opening, or beat everybody's imagination, like Xavi Hernandez or Andres Iniesta or Toni Kroos, by passing the ball up Mesut Ozil, passing the ball to a place where nobody's looking, and when the camera eventually pans to that place, is the best option ever. Who the hell are you? Every other thing you add is aesthetics. The building is in the pillars and the foundation. All the screening work, the POP, the lightings, the switchboard, everything is aesthetics. The real building is in the foundation and the pillars. That's how you judge that, oh, this has a solid house. You don't judge a solid house by the light or the color of the paint or the screening or the POP, do you? It's the foundation view. If you feel like the foundation of the house is okay, we're onto something. It's just the way football is as well. For me, that's what I judge. When you go to singing competition, what do they judge? They judge your voice, the octave, your pitch, and then the cadence of your lyrics, the way you deliver them. So it's your pitch first, your voice first, your pitching, and then your cadence. That's how you deliver your rhymes, your lyrics. Then you judge whether you're good enough or you're not good enough. All those, you dress naked, you not dress naked, you perm your hair, you not perm your hair. My brother, now aesthetics be that. Now aesthetics. You can still hope boyo and you know sabi sing. Yes. Adele never show us nipple once. You not get any Adele song we not like. But Marley, before they born most of us, he don't die. Yeah? His music still relevant today. He not do any song with bling bling and expensive cars or inside private jet or like DJ Khaled, we go show us all the most expensive things. The music still relevant to today. Sabi people sabi play ball. I can go on this rant for eternity. I'm not just one roadside guy like fake pastor wey be say fail exam because say God call am. This ball thing, he get wetin God take bless people. Asabi am. So sometimes when people don't you argue that the system made the work. Finally, on the comment section, Demola Abiodun say Merino not clicking and Calafiori injury is what is making the Arsenal left wing dead. That is the problem. Somebody finally saw the problem. That's it. But if you look at the right side of Arsenal team, Saliba solid. Thomas Partey, the right fullback of Thomas Partey, solid. The best. No person is consistent. Today, Declan to play well, it doesn't play well in the day. It's not a pass out the ball. Merino comes in and out, not consistent. Comes in and out, not consistent. You know, football goes in and out is more, you know, on the right side and on the left side. And then you have who's, you know, like to play too much and doesn't focus. So if you look at all of that, you know that this half of the engine is not as consistent as half of the engine, right? The engine is good is because the plugs are firing simultaneously at uptime. If you take one plug and the engine is running, you see gap, and the fire, and then the combustion will not function well. The speed of the car will drop. If the car rises in gear, the speed will drop. That's the same with the football team. We're gonna have that. I wish I have a board, a whiteboard. I think I need to buy that whiteboard. Okay, and I will design. Okay, and that it is the whole. Yeah, and it's not part 3 or 4. Since time Moriba, Spurs will be a 3-month team. 3-month shine, come and buy it. They've built a squad, and that's what you know, the match fixing. Sir Alex Ferguson is good at building a squad. Whether of small boys, telling them something that makes them go onto that field to go and die, he just know how to do that. For sure, you have to build the Sherry gap. Like just 3 players, just 3 players, and fine. Hurricanes, you need one midfielder. This one, just like that. Doesn't work like that in football. Football has to be a cohesive army of a team. 11 players on the field starting, and then bench players that can come in and maximize their potential on the chances that they get. That's all I have to say today. Let's do this again tomorrow, which is the last one before Christmas. And then after Christmas, we'll decide whether I want to do any show again. I know I'm not going to do any show on Christmas Day. I'm also not going to be doing any show on December the 26th. Please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, do want to subscribe. We, for 2025, the goal is to do a Euro Tour match if we can afford it. But then hopefully go cover our first African Women Championship in July. And then end the year from the end of October to December for the African Cup of Nations. That's the project for next year. Now, I promise if we get the numbers that we want, I promise I will take 2 additional people with us to Morocco to go and experience the African Cup of Nations. Timothy Dembo should be on that list if he's not going to do his master. And then maybe one random fan, Demola Abiodun Ibrahim, or Raji Moshood. People who are still going to, the experience will mean anything to them. And that is if we get the required numbers and get the sponsors that we need, we'll be able to do that. But for now, if we don't, it's good. So if you know anybody who's your friend who like to talk sports, please beg them, convince them to subscribe to this channel. We're not really doing that bad. Sometimes I get aggressive, I get tough, but we're not really doing that bad. So anyhow you can help us grow the numbers and grow the engagement, this is the time for you to make that happen. Once again, my name is Edafe Manchester. You love to come in and on sports. Like I always like to say, don't be part of the problem, be part of the solution. And if you cannot be part of the solution, which is normal, please don't stop those who are trying so hard to be the solution. Encourage them so that we can get a better society for everyone. Bye-bye and Merry Christmas in advance. Thank you for all the support you've given to this channel in 2024. Let's make 2025 better. I'm sure I'm going to be here before the year runs out, maybe on the 27th, and then till the year runs out, till New Year's Eve. But until then, thank you very much, and God bless you all.